We are live.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to this panel discussion. Today we are having esteemed uh, alumni from our program, PGDM program, from different industries and different very prestigious organizations. The topic of today's panel discussion is career pathways after executive education. So the focus here is more towards, the skills, the career options available after completing the executive education, which is targeted towards, honing the candidates for mid to senior level positions. So let me introduce briefly myself. I am Professor Richa, and I'm a faculty at HR area at IMT Ghaziabad. And very recently, I have taken over as the chairperson for this PGDM Working Executives Program. Um, Supporting me here in this conversation is Professor Swati. She is also a part of HR area, and she is joined here as a co-chairperson for PGDM Working Executives Program. We also have our team from IMT. So Ms. Akanksha Yadav is here, who's assisting us with this discussion, and will be, helping us out with the housekeeping things here in the discussion. And also we have Mr. Bhupendra, who will be taking care about the technical aspects of the panel discussion. We have I'll give you a brief about very recently the type of changes we have brought in our WE program. So that brings into the context that why the topic which we are going to discuss today, why it becomes more relevant and more useful for the participants. So basis the understanding of the market needs, the requirements of the industry, as well as our regulators framework, which has been shared with us, which is AICT in our case. There are certain changes which are introduced from this year onwards to the PGDM Working Executive Program, and we have positioned it in such a way that it becomes more contextual, more relevant to the participants who are going through that. Now, instead of having a program for 2.5 or 3 years of duration, which was the case earlier, now the program is squeezed to be completed in 2 years only. And the number of credits which were earlier required was 90 credits. That has also been increased to 105 credits. So that means there has to be an increased level of commitment and increased level of intensity from the participants who are going through the program. And we have also made this program relevant to the participants by making them opt for career-based specializations. Now, career-based specializations, here we are bringing in 5 tracks, and they will have to opt as per their interest. They will have to opt for certain tracks. So these are like leadership and strategy, supply chain and operations, sales and marketing, and one related to finance, and then one related to IT and analytics. So basis their interest, they have to choose uh, where they would like to take the career trajectory after completing their executive education. And that is wherein these track based, career based specializations will be useful for them. So we thought that it would be a good idea that to help the participants make up their mind about their future after this program, it would be a good idea to expose them and to connect them with the people who have already gone through this journey. And that is wherein we have 4 very eminent people with us who have been part of this particular program, executive education program of IMT earlier. And now, even while completing their programs, they were serving the very prestigious organizations, and now they are also at very senior positions in different organizations. So let me give a brief introduction about the panelists who are here right now. First, we have Mr. Vishwanath Tiwari, who's one such leader who has strived to create a team working environment and driven large motivated team to success. Mr. Tiwari has more than 18 years of experience in strategic planning, operational efficiency, and change management. Currently, he is serving as Vice President at Excite Industries Limited. And in the past, he has served many reputed organizations in various capacities like LG, CA Tires, and Birla Tires. He has got a very impeccable record of transforming the businesses, launching and establishing new brands, establishing distribution networks, streamlining workflows, and creating a cohesive team environment. Of course, and we are very thankful to that Mr. Tiwari credits IMT for making him industry ready. And he also feels that IMT has played a big role for him in identifying and developing his leadership style. Thank you very much, Mr. Tiwari, for such generous acknowledgement of IMT, and we wholeheartedly welcome you for this panel discussion here. Next, we have Mr. Pankaj with us. Mr. Pankaj Gautam is currently serving as the Vice President at KC Cottrell, India. He is by education, he is an electrical engineer from Jamia Millia, and then an alumnus of IIT Delhi as well. And he has done his executive education program, PGDM with specialization in marketing from IMT Ghaziabad as class of 2011. He's got a very rich experience of 35 years of experience with a blend of technical expertise in power industries particularly, and he has managed diverse clients for numerous projects and has maintained strong relations for healthy competition, contributing towards a more stable industry in the developing nation. A very interesting aspect of his profile is that he has headed the business and led the charge. He has been a key player for the organization of 19th Commonwealth Games held in India in 2010. That's really a unique proposition by Mr. Pankaj. We welcome you, Mr. Pankaj, to this panel discussion, and we will be really looking forward to having some interesting insights from your side, which will be helpful for us and helpful for the participants who are listening to this conversation. Joining here also is Miss Lakshmi Srinivasan, who is right now currently serving as the Zonal Head South Office, Retail and Hospitality Segment, Signify Innovations India Limited. Earlier, this was known as Philips Lighting India Limited. Ms. Srinivasan is joined Philips in 2016 as executive assistant, and she's grown through the ranks there. From there, she's been elevated to the role of this zonal head. Ms. Srinivasan brings more than 25 years of work experience in managing senior management office. Prior to Signify, she has also successful stints at various reputed organizations like HCL, NSDC, Dalmia Group, Reliance, and Minda Group. So welcome, Ms. Srinivasan, to this discussion, and we look forward for very enriching experience sharing from your side. The fourth panelist who is joined today is Ms. Vinita Chaudhary. She is currently serving as National Training Head, Sony India Limited. She's been an ardent business management professional with around 12 plus years of extensive experience in sales training, particularly in consumer durable industry. She has spearheaded the entire gamut of training operation, handling multi-geographic and culturally diverse teams across India, along with go-to-market strategy, and known for delivering sustainable value-based results. She has launched Learning on the Go with self-paced interactive e-learning modules for sales effectiveness and product knowledge enhancement. She's an expert in building targeted content for sales enablement and product videos creation for consumers on various platforms like YouTube, Amazon, Flipkart, Facebook, and Instagram. Strategies, content collaboration with leading OTT partners like Amazon Prime Video, Hotstar, Star Sports, and leading promotions with technology partners like Dolby. She's been awarded for exemplary performance in Sony and received MD award for operational effectiveness. And in fact, academically also, she has been a silver medalist in PGDM from IMT Ghaziabad and a rank holder with excellence performance awards in BTech. So such a eclectic mix of academic and corporate experience. And so we welcome you, Miss Vinita, on the board. I think now we'll open the panel for the discussion. And so the first question which I would like to ask, so in fact, it is not more of a question, it is more like a conversation. So probably we will request each of the panelists to throw some light on their career trajectory and share with the audience that how being part of the executive education has actually enabled your career journey, in terms of handling the specific challenges in the journey and so on and so forth. So maybe I would request first Mr. Tiwari to start. Maybe he can start sharing his experience there. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thank you so very much, Professor Richa, for the kind words. And this is probably the first place where I am being taken as the first name, because as my name starts with V, generally I comes in the last. But it's a welcome change. I'll take it positively. So as you said that as far as my journey and my association with IMT is concerned, it's a long been one. And I would like to answer this question in such a way that maybe, this session is all about how we can help the coming student managers. So I'll keep the perspective straight to that. So I have been, before joining IMT, throughout science graduate, I had no exposure of accounting or economics or management. So even the academic exposure of IMT helped me a lot, and this will help you as well. Why I'm emphasizing more on the academic exposure? Because all of you are coming after working for 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know what the experience is, but there has been a disconnect between you and the academics. So it is very, very important to get it established right now. And it is not me who is going to establish it. You have done it yourself. And in fact, I compliment you for taking this decision, even in being the job. So you have shown that zeal that you want to get connected to the academics once again. But I want to re-emphasize that it is thoroughly going to be the academics. Maybe at a cost of repetition or emphasizing it more, let me tell you one more thing. As a student manager, when we are entering into IMT, we have to very categorically see that it is not an accounts manager in some organization. It is not a sales coordinator in this other organization. It is not a financial controller of some organization is entering IMT. No, it is other way around. When you enter into the office, you should enter as a student of IMT from today onwards or from it. So whenever you wear your hat of executive, whatever work you have done in last 10, 15 years with IMT, I think you will compromise on your values you can get out of IMT. So that is first advice I'll give you. Whenever we are getting into it, we should leave the hat which we are wearing in the corporate world outside and give these 2 years fully to the academics, as far as the way you have given till your graduation or before that. So that is very, very important. Somehow we try to, not focus much on that. That has helped me a lot, and definitely that will help you a lot. Second, apart from the academics, how this course will help you is seeing things from a different perspective. We have been into our jobs. We have a way of looking at things. But when we get exposure like this, when we get certain concepts, when we will be habituated to study different case studies, it will give us a different perspective, of course, to get into that. As far as I am concerned, I very strongly feel that this education helped me shaping my career, of course. And apart from that, helped me identifying my leadership style and honing that forward. I'm expecting that will happen to you as well. But for that, as I said, that we are here to learn and implement that learning back to the organization, not the other way around. So, as strongly as we do that, this will be a very, very rewarding journey for you. The another aspect where I think this course or the campus has helped me a lot was in terms of networking. It's not that you will start looking out for friends. It happens naturally when you will meet people. I'm sure I'm meeting Pankaj ji today, and this is the first but not the last time I'm going to meet. So this will be another way of engaging people. This will happen to you as well. I have my IMT friends for more than 18 years now, more than 15 years now. So that happens, and that will happen to you as well, and that's a very, very big advantage. The important thing is that we should know that this is advantageous to us. A lot of opportunities come. If we are not aware of those opportunities, they go by as well. So that is what I request you, and these three things has helped me immensely. I'm sure it will help you. I just wanted you to keep your eyes and ears open so that whenever they come your way, you don't let them go. And for the third time, I would say that this is probably the very good academic opportunities coming your way. Please feel like being a student and give yourself into academics. It will help. It will help you for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tiwari. And I'm sure that this very important insight which you have given to the participants, it's that that they really need to shift the gear here and change their role as from a corporate executive to a learner hat. And that's very important because your receptivity increases the moment you get into the role itself. And I'm sure that our audience, those who are joining in the program, will take important cue from here, and that's how they are going to be best benefited by the program. May I now request Mr. Pankaj to throw some light on his own experience, and so that we can hear some words from him also.
Yeah, I would like to thank Mr. Vishwanath. He has already emphasized the importance of the IMT for the young managers. And certainly I would like to add on few things, because as Mr. Vishwanath he has already said, it definitely helps for the career to grow further, because all the young managers who are joining IMT maybe having some 4-5 year experience, even more also. So then how that further it goes help to this career. So that is the reason. There are many reasons, because as I have experienced in my during this IMT batch, we had a fantastic batch, and still I think most of them we had made a group. We are all are in touch. So that not only gives that professional skills, it will personal skill also. I have learned a lot when I was in IMT. So a lot of refinement was there, though I was a student of IIT Delhi, but even I would say that I learned a lot when I was doing this part-time management. And we cannot forget all those 2.5, 3 years we used to go meet in the evening along with our group members and all. And this work experience, because whatever we have during this corporate, and very much when we can correlate, when professors, they teach us the different subjects, whether this is organizational behavior, this is international marketing, or product management, accountancy. So also we can correlate, because we are coming in the industry, because we already face all these issues almost every day in our offices, along with the customers and in the field, then uh, I would say, because I know many my colleagues who had a exponential growth after this. They had a very good jump in the career, and though I joined this, I realized that I could have joined this much earlier. But it is okay, because I was having quite a lot of experience when I joined this IMT course. So I would say that maybe the reason that I didn't have that exponential growth, but there is a lot of learning that I can never forget in my lifetime, the learning which I had in the IMT. And I would say that IMT Ghaziabad, they have the one of the best faculty. In fact, I know many of that my faculty who were teaching during my time, most of them are now directors in different IIMs. So I still in touch with most of them. And this really great that I could understand the concept, their learning, and their the skills that they taught me. Really, there are many fond memories that I would like to share in this forum. Uh, there is a learning for the discipline, as I would say that that Professor Thakur, he used to teach us the strategical management. And then if any student is late even 1 minute, during that he had given that five minutes time. So 6:30 was the time. If you are after 6:35, then you are late. You will have to stand. During the break only, then you can get in. So that the discipline that IMT they have taught us. So still that we can manage during our work field, and to our subordinates also we can emphasize. There are a lot of learnings. Then the sincerity. I remember that one of the professor, he used to come twice in a week from IIM Bangalore. The name I do not remember. He used to teach the supply chain management. One day I found it was heavily rain, but then because I was surprised when I reached in the class, I found most of the students were there in the class, because the professor was very serious in the study, and he taught. In fact, in those 3 hours, I think a particular that day he taught much more than that he used to teach in every day. So there are a lot of learning and fond memories, the discipline, the sincerity. Then one more important time, as Richa ma'am has mentioned, uh, when I was doing this Commonwealth Games was on, and I had a project to run that project. The communication project was given to my company. I used to had to be present there on the opening day, because it was in 2010. That day I had an exam. I remember I gave the exam in the IMT campus, and after the exam, then directly I went to Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium for this opening ceremony. So this all could possible because once you have the zeal, okay, you will have to get the time somehow. So once you get the admission, then nothing is impossible. You can get the time. So because since beginning I'm into sales and marketing, and sales and marketing person, he has to move all the time. I would say almost in a month, I had to travel 15 to 20 days. But when there is a class, I would like that I attend the class somehow. And I still remember that some of the professors, I had the 100% attendance, and I was given the chocolate as a gift. So then I had the 100% attendance. So lot of memories, and still we cherish all those memories. My group members, we keep meeting. We have, so I would suggest all those young managers, cherish all those moments. That 2 years that you will have to cherish. Make a networking and do your best. Get the time. Don't miss the class.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mr. Pankaj. And it was really nice. I mean, the small example of getting a chocolate in turn of having 100% attendance sounds like, I mean, you can take this up in your corporate also, that how these small gestures actually excite the people. Chocolate has no meaning otherwise, but getting it from the faculty, and then so sounds quite interesting. So just before we move to our next panelist, just for the audience, if you have any question, you can type it down to the chat box here, or because this is also live streamed in YouTube, probably you can write a question there also. We have last 10-12 minutes assigned for the audience Q&A. So maybe our panelists would like to take up the questions which you are throwing up now during the panel discussion towards the end of the discussion. So moving to our third speaker, third panelist, coincidentally, and it's quite fortunate that we have a very balanced panel right today with us. So we have the representation of both the genders in a, in a very balanced way. So we have Miss Lakshmi. So I would request Miss Lakshmi also to share her experience and her career journey, and how the role of this program which you have joined from IMT, how it has helped you in shaping your careers. Maybe a little bit of nuances on if any difficulties faced by you, because that is wherein women at mid-level they generally face. And as I have also taught to the this program as a faculty, I understand that some of them, they are struggling with how to manage the family, the career, the studies, the demands of the studies. That becomes sometimes overwhelming for them. So maybe your own experience on this side will be helpful.
Thank you, Professor Richa, and thank you, Professor Swati, for arranging this session. And most of the points were covered by Mr. Tiwari and Mr. Gautam. So I can proudly say that I am alumni of 2017-20 PGDM batch of IMT Ghaziabad. And see, in IMT, apart from emphasizing the basic business skills like marketing, communication, operations, HR, or finance, and this course helped me in developing the key skills like critical thinking, strategic, negotiation, and analytical skills. And it also empowered my capacity to envisage the broad framework of dynamic business environment. When I took up this course, actually, I have work experience of around at that time 24 years. So, but I had the practical knowledge in all the way. But I joined this course mainly to have the theoretical understanding of all those practical knowledge. I used to attend meetings with the senior management and all there. They used to talk about a lot of strategies and like BCG SAT strategy and CSR, CSV, all those things. When they talk about all those things, I know practically what those things are, but I want to understand those theoretically so that I can sharpen my knowledge, and from there I can grow in my career. That was my main intention to join this course. As you rightly said, as a female, because I was based out of Noida, my office is Gurgaon. So I used to travel every day because I have to sit with office only. There is no option of working from virtually. Even COVID times, I used to work from office only. So because the leadership complete team sits in Gurgaon, so I used to travel from Noida to Gurgaon every day. It's 7 o'clock I leave to beat the traffic so that I can reach by 8:30. So that if I leave by 8 from Noida, then not before 11 I can reach office. So that was the main thing. So I finished all the work. So I don't have any maid or anything. So because my mother-in-law and my family are very, very traditional. So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, finish all the work, drop the kids in the school, and then go to office. My husband is working as a national operations head in the logistic company. So every 3 months, he used to be located in a different location to close the projects. So, and my mother-in-law and my family were very, very supportive for me in doing each and every work. And Saturday, Sunday, during my first induction, Professor Rishi was at that time the chairperson. So he asked everyone, what is the difficult thing you think while taking this course? So first thing I told is Saturday, Sunday is the only day I used to get to sleep for 1 hour. So now Saturday, Sunday I have to come to this class. So how I'm going to manage that 1 hour sleep? That was the thing which I told him. But once you take this course, so at the end, when you finish this course, definitely you have a very, very bright future. That I personally achieved that success in my life. So initial first term or second term, you will face difficulty to manage this house, office, and college. And college, again, the professors from IMT are discipline oriented, I can say. They will give a lot of work to you. So you have to finish those works on time. Then only, because they are not telling this for putting pressure on you. Mainly, only if you take those pressures in your life, then only you will understand things, you will learn new things, and also you will have different age group of people will be there in your team. You will learn many things from each and everyone. From experienced person, you will learn different things. From young person, you can learn, they are very tech savvy, you can learn technology from them. Once you, first 2 months, if you cross this thing, then you can easily finish this course without any problem. And I still remember that 0.05% I lost my silver medal. I still feel very bad for that. So when you lose this in your thing, then definitely you will also feel that. So from the beginning, keep studying and do all the work which they are giving you. And the IMT, one good thing is everything is case study wise learning. So you will learn a lot of things through the case studies. So enjoy with your friends, learn and cooperate with your professor and do your work. Time management is the important thing here. After office, just freshen up, be with your family for an hour or two, and then sit and finish your work on a daily basis so that it will be easy for you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Srinivasan, and some of the really practical and very useful tips which you are giving to our aspirants. That definitely, being in corporate for so long, one generally gets into a totally different type of a lifestyle, and then getting used to or getting accustomed to an academic schedule and lifestyle, it takes some time for adjustment. And some of them, they really get a cultural shock when they've been assigned tasks, they've been given certain work and deadlines are there. So it takes some time for them to adjust. So that is there. And definitely a very good point which Mr. Tiwari has also mentioned, and you have also emphasized on that peer learning will happen, and it would be an opportunity for you to do the networking also with your peers, which will be a kind of you can say a side product or byproduct of this program, and probably that would be very useful thing for the long run. Thank you, Ms. Srinivasan.
One thing I just want to emphasize here. So we still have our WhatsApp group and all. So not only our batch, we have 2018, 19, 2021, we have a complete WhatsApp group. And whenever you are in some difficulty, you need something, that network helps a lot even now.
Definitely.
When somebody lost a job also, people are coming to help them. And during the COVID time, we saw this in our WhatsApp group. Keep building this network, be connected with people. They will come for your help at any point of time.
Okay. Yeah, so I think it's a very important point that this is not only a short-term degree providing kind of a program, but it also helps you in many other ways. Now I would request Ms. Vinita to share her journey with the participants. I think that would be really great to hear from you, Ms. Vinita. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. Firstly, I would like to say it's nostalgic to be a part of IMT discussion. I really missed it. Since I think 2013, I passed out from IMT, and I miss IMT discussions a lot. Now, let me answer to how this program actually shaped my career. So in short and simple word, MBA is not a degree. It is all about you. It is your transformation. It is actually your development. So I was working as an R&D engineer, and I knew every intricate details about my job, but nothing else, like how my work is actually impacting the business as a whole. But this program actually changed my perspective. So it widened my horizon, and I started visualizing things like from customer perspective, how they would feel, from sales perspective, what are their requirements, from financial perspectives. So the paradigm shift happens when you start thinking as a business decision maker. So what would I do if I'm in their place? So that is what this MBA program teaches you. It changes your perspective. So if I am a customer, I need the best experience myself. So I should make it happen for those kind of customers. So this entire perspective of, a customer oriented approach will be there in this MBA program for all the fellow mates who will be joining it. So one word that you will be hearing a lot will be customer. The businesses are done for customers, how to make customer happy. Their customer oriented approach will be inculcated in every field, from operation to marketing. You will see a change in yourself. So I would like to congratulate all of you to take this opportunity to invest in yourself, to enrich your experience. But let me also tell you, it's a long-term commitment, especially for working professional. It is actually a long-term commitment because you are managing both the sides, your professional side as well as your personal side. Moreover, including one more side, that is your academic, into this journey. So, but no one said it would be easy, but I'm telling you, this will be interesting and the most enriching experience of your life that you will always remember. So I have a couple of suggestions that I can share from my learnings. Like, communication is actually a priority. Like, this is not just a word, but please, if you are opting for this program, if you're already working, then you can share your plans with your team, your manager, your colleagues, even if you're with your subordinates, so that they are aware about your educational commitment. But having said that, set a deadline. You have to be as much proactive in your office as you are there in your academic journey. So both the things are important. So having said that, please remember what I'm going to tell you now. Maintain professionalism. So you adopting this, upskill program should not hamper your work performance. So just because you have a class, no one should be bothered or covering up for you. Try to avoid it as much as possible. I can understand. I have gone through this journey. When you're working and you have your exams and you have your several other things going on, it becomes difficult. But having said that, we can always try to avoid it. So once in a while it is fine, but always remember, balance is the key. Then third thing, like, become more efficient. Like, set a timeline for yourself. If you have a class at 7, then you have to leave before that. Of course, you have to start planning, start scheduling beforehand so that you are able to complete your work on time. So, this will actually give you 3 other benefits. Like, you'll be more open-minded to learn, and you'll be tension-free. Then secondly, your team also will appreciate you because you are completing your task and then going. And obviously you are taking one step more towards taking more responsibility in future, because as a future leader, you can not only manage your time, but you will always be managing your team's time as well. So, things will become much more efficient. Now, adding on, like, fourth point will be like, stop procrastinating. Like, do the right task at the right time. Prioritize. Avoid piling up things. Do not leave things for tomorrow. Try to complete as much as possible in your professional life as well as in your academic life. Like, if a task is given to you, if assignment is given to you, try to complete it. It will be done. Let me tell you, once you take this task, it will be done. It will be very interesting. So this is one more thing. Then lastly, I will say, don't do this program just for the degree, that I need an MBA degree, I need this PGDM degree, and that is why I am doing this program. Do not do this, because this degree is just a piece of paper. It will help you, but the kind of learnings you will get at IMT, the kind of faculties which are there, they have so much of experience. If you just keep your eyes and ears and mind open and you're there in their class, they will automatically make sure that you adapt to everything and you are ready as a future manager. So they will be doing this. But in IMT, basically they teach you, they train you, they make you more confident and competent and a relevant professional for future. So, and as I said about IMT's esteemed professors, they will be there for you. You can ask them questions anytime. They're ready to solve case studies for you. They'll be helping you in everything. If you have some different perspective, they're always ready to listen and share their input. So I would say embrace every challenge or opportunity with grace and intelligence. And at the end of this program, basically, you'll be transformed into a better version of yourself. Yeah.
So thanks, Ms. Vinita. And I think there are some very important points you have said. One of them, which I really, can relate to, is that when you are in this program, don't consider that as a destination only. Consider it as a journey. The more you will look at it like a journey, the more you will be able to make the best out of it. So it's not just about the degree which you are going to get, but rather in the process of getting that degree, what you are going to get is something much more important, something much more valuable for you. And I quite agree to that. And another thing which you have said is about, professionalism. So maintaining the standard of professionalism while being part of the course, not only at work, but also at the institute also. So because there are certain expectations and you'll have to really work through that. And I really, can't agree more on that. So thank you very much. And now I would request Professor Swati to take up the next set of conversation from here and take it forward with all of you.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you so much, Professor Richa, and thanks once again to all the panelists for joining us today, taking out time for this webinar. I think you all have very well pointed out the kind of skills that you've learned during your journey of this program. Like Vinita ji, you talked about shifting the perspective and keeping the customer first. And Lakshmi ji talked about networking, peer learning. Mr. Pankaj, he spoke about multitasking and the discipline, not coming late to the class. And then Vishwanath ji also talked about the relevance of coming with a mindset of unlearning and relearning into this program. While, this would be a guiding factor to our incoming batch, but times have changed now. COVID happened. I think Lakshmi ji, you are the most recent alumnus, but you all have kind of graduated before that. And yes, customer first approach is there, but now we are also talking about sustainability and other things. So given this context, which we are in right now, after 2020, what kind of key skills are, organizations looking for from people at middle management and senior management level? So if you can give a few minutes on each one of you can share your thoughts and opinions on that, that will also help our incoming batch. And maybe Vinita ji, if you want to go first, we can start with you, because I understand that you also have to leave a little early. So yeah, if you are okay going ahead first, then we can start and then the others can join in.
Yeah, absolutely. I can go ahead. So basically, when the times have changed, the relevance of new skill set is required. So first of all, I will say that, new skill set when it comes to your more collaborative thinking, because you need to have more collaborative approach. You cannot be the only decision maker. You also have to have your ears open and mind open to listen to your entire team. So collaboration is very much important. So become a people manager. So in this digital era, wherein there is so much of empowerment, every individual has their own perspective. They don't shy away from sharing their thoughts, either face to face, or they will pen it down, or they will tweet it on social media. So as a manager, you need to learn to be more accessible to them, communicate it with them, brainstorm with them, and always be innovative enough to inspire them and to lead them. So these are the qualities that as a people manager, you need to develop in coming era. Then time is a crunch, and be a more decisive leader. You need to take quick decisions. because every company is struggling through this time. They want to be more efficient, they want to reduce this time lag, and they want to be more impactful. So I would say that make the best utilization of the time, be decisive. Positional powers have taken a backseat. That is why enhance your managerial and leadership skills, develop yourself to turn challenges into opportunities, and basically position yourself as an empowered leader your organization need today and be relevant in the future. Then another third skill set that I can think of is like you need to embrace technology. You like it, you dislike it, but you cannot ignore it. So embrace technology. And the most important thing is now we need to understand that there are, almost like many generations working together. You will not have even diverse group. You will have in your office, as you will walk down, you might have observed that there are people from across India. Not only India, there will be, people with whom you are working. Some international people would also be there. So there is a diverse group. There is a diverse group in terms of their age group. There you will have a lot of generations with you. You will have Gen X with you. You will have millennials with you. You will have Gen Z with you. So you need to embrace technology, which is easier to adapt and which can actually be used by all these generations as a collaborative tool. So embrace technology, whichever work, that skill set you really need to empower now to your individuals. More strategic thinking needs to come because as said by a very famous managerial person, Philip Kotler. I think we all remember Philip Kotler. So he also said that a normal business will actually meet the need, but a great business will actually create market. So you need to have kind of strategic approach, strategic thinking. What can be the future? So obviously keep your innovative hat on and think about it. And having said that, one more skill set that I will say, even if you are in a corporate, you should have those entrepreneurial skills in you. You should have, because if you can think as an entrepreneur, you will think from a holistic point of view as a business. So these are some relevant skill set that you need to learn, you need to imbibe and become a better manager for future.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vinita ji. Floor is open if any other panelists would like to go next.
Yeah, I would add on few points that the corporate actually they want all the young managers, even the senior managers. You should have that solution approach. So you should bold enough to take the decisions, because every time you cannot go to the top of the organization for getting the judgment and all. So on site, on the time, you will have to take the decision. So you have to be a decision maker, and you also should visualize the things, because as I have seen when we were there in IMT, so that is a good learning that we had. So we can analyze the things more better, in fact, whatever normally we used to do earlier. So that thing automatically will come when that the young managers are there, they spend their time. So you can analyze the things better, you can visualize, and then you will be definitely a very good communicator also, to talk to the customer, to talk to the any outside the third party and all. So that creates a lot of value. So, and then my suggestion would be to all the students, so be then get a good communicator, learn many things. And because the advantage is, though my group, we were having a diversification, like my mates, they were the entrepreneur, then one was IT professional, I am electrical engineer, one was mechanical engineer, one was commerce graduate. So all working on getting to know the different culture and the organization to do the better always. So that is the only my suggestion. Then whatever you learn, then all those experiment and all you should do on in your work field. Honestly.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Pankaj-ji. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I think both of you are signaling towards become like entrepreneurial skills, cross-functional kind of skills, ability to visualize. Definitely that has become all the more required in these times. And collaboration virtually in the office, definitely that's another key skill that organizations are looking at. Vishwanath-ji, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I would suggest you two. One, what you can do at the campus. So on a lighter side, if you can identify a bright student like Vinita, make her a friend or him a friend. She will give you more teaching and it will be add-on. I'm really enriched, Vinita, with your experiences and the way you are explaining it. So maybe these skills will help for the student managers for next 15, 20 years. So that is first serious suggestion. If you can identify a guy who is going to be rank holder like her, make a friend with him or her. As far as corporate is concerned, let me tell you a very basic, but something which is very important for me, which I have experienced in last 2 years. We always talk about communication, and communication, we used to learn a lot that how you should communicate. It should be clear, it should be precise, it should not be cluttered and all. But I'm not going to talk about that. What has happened in last 1.5 or 2 years, thanks to pandemic, the way we are communicating is changing. Earlier, we used to interact more. The kind of job we are in, we require a lot of human interactions. When we are presenting, when we are having the reviews, or even we are part of the reviews with top management, it was all physical interaction. And when you do the physical interaction, you don't communicate just by your words. Verbal communication doesn't happen. You communicate the way you are approaching to the problem. You communicate the way you are, even the way you are dressed. You communicate the way you change your stance or you change your approach when you are seeing people reacting to it. But unfortunately, since last 1.5 or 2 years, we are not communicating that way, or we are not interacting that way. We are interacting on our laptops. We are interacting with people who are there in different windows. At some times, we are interacting with black boxes when people are not switching on their cameras. So it's entirely different perspective of communication altogether. And from a initial or a middle management level, when you are going out of IMT after 2 years, there will be expectation there in the corporate as well. Earlier, you were not a management student. You are not having a management degree. Now you will be considered having a management degree, and the expectation from you will also be high. And you from yourself is also expecting more. So more than your knowledge, more than your ability to contribute, your perception in the organization also matters a lot. Maybe I might be sounding very crude or something, but that's the reality of the world. Let's face it. And this is something which you will get from the alumni. So building that perception and having a good communication in this scenario where you are interacting in windows in the laptop becomes very, very critical. You have to unlearn a lot of communication stuff which you are doing in the past. You don't know how, when you are presenting, suppose you are the person who is being reviewed, you are on the receiving end. You don't know how the people who are seeing your presentation is behaving on that, because you can't see them. You are just seeing a slide, or you hardly make a judgment out of those windows. So it requires a different level of preparation altogether. It requires a different level of communication altogether. It requires different level of giving the information or not giving the information in the PPT at a different level altogether. I think this is a piece where people are not talking much, but it has started impacting. I see a lot of my colleagues who are suffering because of this, because this way of communication is hampering there. Second, I also feel there are certain people who have taken this as an advantage. They are good communicators and they are doing very good on this. So I would like to emphasize on communication once again, but not from the traditional way of communication in this new era. If we can. That is one. Second, the way we switch our minds, these days our calendars are blocked from 10 to 6, and that too for different, Zoom meetings or team meetings. Suppose you are having a review meeting with your supply chain team from 10 to 12, and 12 o'clock somebody is waiting from the digital side to pitch you in something. How quickly you shift yourself from that, because at 11:55 you'll get a notification that in next 5 minutes you have another meeting, and there are 10 people waiting for you to join there. So it requires a different kind of approach. At least I'll leave you with this thought that don't think that communication is something which is gone. It has redefined itself because of pandemic, and we need to work on that once again. Even if you have to enroll yourself for certain trainings or something, go for that. I'll really recommend that, and that is becoming very important. And why I'm talking about this is because I don't see people talk about this, but as an executive in the organization, I'm seeing people suffering and few guys excelling. So there is a problem and there is opportunity as well. But the another thing which I would really want student managers to look up to is objectivity. When you do a professional course like this, when you get into the market, this is the most important thing which we expect out of you. Whatever time we spend, whatever activity we are involved in, we must be very, very sure what is the objective or the purpose behind this. If we are objective driven leaders, first and foremost, one, we will be doing our job to the best perfect way possible. And second, it will help us get people along with us. It will give us a very, very instant recognition as a leader. If we are objective oriented, if we are purpose oriented, your team comes and collide you with immediately. So that is something which is very, very important. For example, if and this is applicable in every walk of life, not only in terms of our deliverables in the organization, here in terms of studies as well, and everywhere. So objectivity and purpose behind getting anything will give your team by your side and will help you achieve in a better way. So these are the two initial thoughts I leave you with, and I think this can help you in initial 2 to 3 years of your career very, very effectively after your course.
Thank you so much, Vishwanath, emphasizing on human interaction and non-human interaction, and emphasizing on non-verbal communication, especially in these times. I think it gives a good message. What should our incoming batch focus on? Lakshmi ji, I kept you waiting for the last, but I think you have a lot to say given the most recent experience of the program. You were the COVID batch, right? 2020.
Yeah, last 6 months was we did through COVID only. So as we are running out of time, so Vinita and Mr. Tiwari and Mr. Gautam has covered almost most of the points. I just want to stress on 3 points. The first thing is time management. Time management, if we do, then everything we can do. Just reaching office 30-40 minutes before time, that will save a lot of work for you, because there won't be much people and you can finish most of your work in that 30 minutes, and the whole day will go smooth. So you can leave early and spend time with your family also, and you can do your studies also on time. So that is one thing, and that is what nowadays the management is also expecting. People come on time, finish their work on time. You work from anywhere, but do your work and do the time management. That is one thing. And the second thing is when you're taking up this management program and growing in your leadership ladder. So one thing you have to keep in mind is you are going to have in the future team working under you. When the things goes wrong, so you come and front end. So you take the thing on your head and front end. And when things are going right, ask your team to come in the front so that they will feel happy and they will get motivated and your work will also get done. So that is what one of the leadership team skill that Dr. Abdul Kalam used to say and live in his life. So you follow that and things will be very, very smooth for you and the work will get done by your team extremely good. And another thing is, in today's time, the main focus of any organization is that they want their employees to think both out of the box and also within the box. So this B school education, this PGDM program will definitely help you to build a different perspective for any specific challenge that you will be facing in your upcoming time. So through the demanding schedules and the uncompromising deadlines, one discovers, or I can say even rather rediscovers his or her strength and how far they can push themselves and manage the compelling priorities all within the predefined deadline. So it redefines the way of the thinking by re-establishing the basics and the fundamentals, and the very often develop our both out of the box and within the box thinking skill. So especially B schools like IMT, the focus is mainly on the case study based learning. This I'm telling with my experience as a student of IMT Ghaziabad. With all the case studies and the classroom work, one ends up assimilating the unfamiliar topics and think from a different vantage points and deliver solutions to the problems. This is an exact simulation of our work life for today's VUCA world. So in this VUCA world, with ever-changing business dynamics and the market conditions, this will help us in stimulating those areas of one's brain which goes in a different direction and which were developed more around basics. And this is an important attribute at any stage of the career where you are a manager or you are a CXO. So this out of the box and within the box thinking will help you to grow in your life further.
Okay, great, great insights from all of you, and I'm sure that the aspirants will definitely be, you know, getting benefited by this these inputs. Quick questions we have received, and I think we might not be able to take up all of them, but so Deepthi Vivek has raised a question wherein she's saying, I'm an engineer, civil engineer, and have had a very good career till I took a break in 2014. Now, this might be a family reason break. I don't want to restart in the same field. Now, what options do I have to restart my career with my MBA education? And which subject should I opt for my major in MBA, which should help me build a good career? So any one of you could like to, you know, help her with this.
Before our panelists come in, just a quick announcement, and sorry for the interruption. Our guest, Ms. Vinita, I mean, you have to, you've already informed us that you might be leaving early. So, ma'am, yeah, if, I mean, if we are exceeding the time and you have other commitments, thank you so much for being with us. And thanks a lot for taking out your time. And
Thank you so
best
much.
wishes for the next engagement that you're going for. Thanks a lot.
Everybody, it was really a pleasure talking to all of you, listening to your point of view. I am really privileged, and it's a great to be a part of IMT discussions as always. So thank you so much for having me, and I really need to log out now. So
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much.
So maybe yeah, so while we are you know, wishing goodbye to Vinita, any one of you can help her help Deepthi with her question. So she's a civil engineer with a break in 2014 and now wants to get back. So how do we, you know, what career guidance we would like to give her related to MBA?
My suggestion would be in all these the streams are important, though, because she is a civil engineer. Even she selects any of the field, either major as a marketing or operation or finance or IT. But as on date, everything is linked up with the digital. We talk a lot of digital, IoT and all. Even we succeeded for this 2 billion for this COVID vaccination. So the credit doesn't go to the doctors and all those, it goes to the software actually which was developed. So the whatever we talk, so then the major success is the digitalization and this IoT as on date in any field. So I would suggest that she can select any of the field, but then keep update about these digital technologies and IoT, most of them. So that is the advantage.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's a quite useful suggestion for Deepti. Maybe we can directly connect with Deepti for having more detailed discussion if she wants. She can look at the specialization tracks also, and bases her interest and background, whichever seems to be more relevant and concurrent to her existing profile. Probably that will help her in that. Another question has come from Sayantan Lahiri, because we are talking about the corporates. Now he's specifically asking about the development sector. Is there any scope in the development sector after the executive education? So maybe one of you can help him in having
I
this.
did not get it. Development sector means what? What he wants to do.
So that's what he has mentioned, but probably I think development sector wherein a lot of non-government organizations are operating, or even the UN agencies or other think tanks are operating. So my hunch is that probably he's indicating towards that type of a setup.
Is it related with infra?
No.
Guess.
Development sector is basically, they are taking up issues related to the societal development,
Okay.
and all those kind of situations. So is executive education relevant for that type of sector also?
I think, of course, it is. So if he has interest there, definitely he can find value to this. And just by development sector, I could, to be very frank, I could not understand to the more. But if it is what you are saying, definitely he can find a lot of value. And there will be a lot of subjects which will directly connect to that, especially managerial economics. You will find a lot of correlation between what you mean by saying development sector and this. But if he has very strong orientation towards that sector, I think then only he should pursue for that.
Yeah. So just to add to what Mr. Tiwari is saying, I think Mr. Lahiri can get an insight on that in IMT, whenever we are taking up any course, we are also looking at it from the perspective of the sustainability. So that's wherein, probably, so from every domain of management is being not only seen from the profit perspective, but it is also seen by how it is going to create value to other stakeholders, and how those operations or those things could have been made more sustainable. So probably that will help Mr. Lahiri. There are two more questions. One question has come related to a very specific architecture perspective of the program, and just to clarify, it is a semester system which we are going to follow, not the trimester one. And somebody has asked about the placement services being provided to the students. So just to clarify here, that since the design of the program is like that we are assuming that anybody who's appearing or opting for this working executive program is already working somewhere. So placement has not been made an integral part of the program. But having said that, it doesn't mean that you don't have opportunities, because you, as all the panelists have mentioned, that you already have access to network, not only with your peers but also to the senior alumni of the different batches, and you can anytime reach out to them and have some sort of an assistance in terms of this thing. One last question which we will be taking up is Abhishek Parashar is asking, I have worked as an accountant executive in accounting for last 10 years. Now I would like to move into investment banking. Will the MBA in finance be able to help me now? So
I would like to take up this thing.
Yes, please.
Because in IMT, the faculties of finance and marketing are extremely good. So in the last 2.5 years of my IMT experience, the faculties are extremely good, and the investment banking profession, if you are thinking of taking in future, And you, by taking up this program, definitely you will achieve that goal. So you can close your eyes and join this program, and you will become an investment banker, and we can approach you for support.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think with this we would like to conclude this session, because this can keep on going on, and I am loving being part of this discussion, but we have the time constraint, so we'll be stopping this conversation here. But we look forward to having all of you back on campus sometime, wherein you can as an in-person mode, you can reach out and you can converse with the existing students there, and they should be able to get a lot of insights from your experiences and your understanding. Thank you very much, Mr. Tiwari, Mr. Pankaj, and Ms. Srinivasan. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you, Ms. Akanksha and Mr. Bhupendra, for giving us back support. I mean, that is the much needed support for smoothly facilitating this session. And thank you, Professor Swati, also for being a co-host with me in this discussion. We would definitely look forward to having such more discussions in the coming time. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Pleasure is all ours.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Vishwanath ji.
Bye. Bye. See you.